Mechanot, it doesn't matter what he said. He doesn't need to associate with criminals. They need to back off. I am so self-disciplined at ignoring all this bullshit and ignoring all these people who reach out to me and seek my attention. He needs self-discipline. Thank you, Angela. I know, Erica. He can't just accept requests from people who are being complete stalkers and to talk about my child after my child got assaulted and robbed and put in the hospital. Are you fucking serious? Absolutely insane. God, can't believe he would do that. My ex and I have been battling on another app, and tonight when I logged off because he's drunk and I'm not in the mood to battle him right now, he got all these requests from trolls and accepted one of them. And he was rambling about potato chips and advertising, and then the woman starts talking about my son. Are you kidding me? So I called him and he logged off. It's just, I don't want any association with these criminals cyber stalking me, and I do not want third-party association with them. That includes my ex. Thank you, Maria. Stop harassing, stalking, and stop violating my privacy and infringing on my life. Thank you, Sparkly Rainbow. Yes, a lot of people donated when I had a GoFundMe when my son was brutally assaulted and robbed. Get the fuck over it. And as a result, I was able to move somewhere safe. Thank you, Maria. I advocated for myself and my children when we needed help. And as a result, we had help and we moved. Get the fuck over it. What, you wanted us to stay in that situation and risk all of that bullshit happening again? He had to get homeschooled. That's how crazy those criminals in that town were. Thank you, Jordan. Thank you, Maria. These people are so obsessed. Thank you, Maria. Mimi, it's such a long story. I'm being cyber stalked. And tonight my ex went live and all of these crazy stalkers kept requesting to live stream with him. They're just obsessive stalkers, and he should not accept that. He should not have done that. Okay, I'm going to do sub chat. Destiny, hello. Subscribe and chat below. Absolutely insane. These people are on here stalking me every day. Leave me alone. It was his idea to start live streaming as a streamer, not to live stream with a bunch of stalkers. Minkia, if he needs connections, I can find him other people to stream with that aren't stalkers. Oh, it's just crazy, Maria. It's just crazy. I have never seen an influencer get stalked to the degree I get stalked. Crazy. Bake, thanks for the follow. Mechanani, they were taking advantage of the fact that he was drunk too, for sure. Thank you, Faye. Apple Juice, thank you for subscribing. I'm so fucking irritated right now. It's just disgusting. Absolutely disgusting that people have to behave this way. Very twisted. Oh, you donated to the GoFundMe 1 year ago. Thank you. As a result, I saved my money. The GoFundMe contributed to the $23,000 it cost me to move, but the $4,000 helped, and as a result, we moved somewhere safe. So the GoFundMe served its purpose. The intent behind the GoFundMe was fulfilled. Get the fuck over it. Thank you, Brett. That person didn't donate. That person's a liar. Everyone who donated reached out to me and gave me kind words of encouragement. Absolutely insane. Kaylee, thank you for subscribing. For them to harass my son, who was a victim in that situation, 1 year later, it's just insane. It's sick. Talking about what was a 13, 14-year-old child who was brutally assaulted and robbed. Thank you, Amber. Well, it's fine until my ex went rogue and got drunk on a live stream and all of these stalkers were inviting him. He needs to know that these people are obsessed with me. He doesn't understand that because he doesn't have social media. He doesn't understand what TikTok fame is. Thank you, Brett. He doesn't understand what social media fame is and how the links people will go to access me. He can't be that easy to access. That's insane. He should have his own people who he streams with who are other streamers with protection in place, who have boundaries. He shouldn't be just accepting invites from crazy fans. Fuck, if I were to put my invites on, they would flood. I keep it to friends only because these people are twisted and I don't want any association with them. You have to think 10 steps ahead. 10 steps ahead at all times. If someone gets hurt because these crazy fans escalate their behavior into doing something criminal, Kylie, thank you for subscribing. Jonah, watch it, because if you subscribe and say something against the guidelines to my live stream, I'm going to mute you. Nonetheless, Smitten Kitten, thanks for the follow. You always have to think 10 steps ahead of the game. I already had a talk with him when he logged off, but 10 steps ahead If these fans, these crazy fanatical cyber stalkers, escalate their behavior and it results in criminal court, I want to be able to say I have no contact with them. Nobody knows them. I don't know them. By him accepting their request and opening a dialogue with them gives them third-party access to me. I don't want any association with these motherfucking stalkers on TikTok. I've made my point clear. I've made my point clear by blocking all of them, muting all of them, and resorting to subchats, whatever. Brittany, thank you for subscribing. You get what I'm saying? Kylie, I'm sorry. Chuck, thanks for the follow. Brittany, thank you for subscribing. It's just terrible. It's just terrible the way these people are. They're so obsessed. Onspo, hello. I followed you. This is my other account. We can chat later. Maybe you can stream with my ex. He's looking for streamers, not crazy fans to invite him and stalk me. He wants no association with stalkers. My ex wants to start streaming with streamers. He doesn't want to stream with cyber stalkers. Now I just realized tonight how easily accessible he is on that app favorited. Hub, thanks for the follow. It's just disgusting. They took advantage of the fact that he had some drinks and all mass requested him. They're crazy fans. That was out of control. Totally out of control. Thank you, Kylie. Totally out of fucking control. And the sad thing with live streaming is that you don't have a filter in the beginning. You really don't. Thank you, K-Cloud. When you start on social media, you have this naivety where you will put it all out there. You talk about yourself. The smallest things are so easy for cyber stalkers to access you. Like, I'll give you an example. If you say, oh, later on I'm going, like say someone says, what are your plans today? And you say, oh, I'm going grocery shopping and then I'm going to go to Walmart to pick up my prescription sunglasses. I don't fucking know. People, normal people on a daily basis, average people don't have to worry about this, right? They can talk freely, no filter. If someone says, what are your plans for today? Oh, I'm going to Walmart to pick up some prescription sunglasses. They don't expect the person they're having a conversation with one-on-one to show up at Walmart with them and harass them. And when you're live streaming and you start making content in social media, you treat your community or you treat your social media as if you're just talking one-on-one with a friend. And slowly over time, as that grows, you realize the smallest fucking details. It narrows down to like a business on a shirt. It makes you so accessible to cyber stalking. So with him, he's freshly new to the internet. Like he's never even used social media. He's already said names, locations. He's given away plans. He's talked about his personal life. He said so many names and he doesn't even realize it. And so it's like really hard for people who have never had the experience of cyber stalking to filter everything personal. I've learned to do that because I've had cyber stalkers. That's why you don't see me gallivanting around where, look what happened a week ago. I was at a restaurant. I didn't even disclose where I was. It was a wall behind me. All you could see behind me was a wall, and I was showing the food on my plate with no logos, no whereabouts. Someone figured out where I was just because that's where I was in real time. They call the restaurant and say, oh, there's a person live streaming making terroristic threats to your staff. This person's a danger. So it's like, that's how fucking crazy people are on the internet. Even if it's just a wall behind you, they figure out where you are and they fuck with you. The average person doesn't have to worry about being on a FaceTime call with a friend, not even saying where the restaurant is, just hanging out. They don't have to worry about being on a FaceTime call with a friend and the friend calling the restaurant and threatening and harming them. It's like actually insane how fucking crazy people are when they're fans. And he has no experience in that. And he has absolutely no filters because he doesn't understand. He's like catapulting himself onto a live stream with someone who's famous and has a hate mob of people stalking her. He doesn't understand that because one, he's not famous, and two, he doesn't have a hate mob of people stalking him. And so it's like to catapult himself online with me and he has no filter, no matter how hard he tries, the average person, until they fucking experience it, they don't understand how much information they're giving away. There's so many things I don't talk about on here because I'm stalked by a crazy hate mob. Smith and thank you for subscribing. It is apple juice. It's crazy. K-Cloud, thank you for the roses and team bracelets. Makeup Glam, thank you for the follow. Kylie, thank you for the finger hearts, friendship necklaces, and roses. Tracy, thank you for the follow. Yes, Mekanani. Thanks, Teresa. Doyle, thanks for the follow. Owen, thanks for the follow. And I'm in sub chat right now because I'm not in the mood to argue and deal with a flood of crazy psychotic comments. And, they used to say the internet is crazy. People on the internet are crazy. I never understood what that meant until now. Apple juice, I know. And that's how I was when I first started out. I want to believe everyone's good and, oh, there's good in everyone. You can win them all over. No, you fucking can't. You definitely cannot. Once they're set. They're hell-bent. You just ignore, block. He doesn't have that yet. He still has this, humane, I don't know how to explain it. It's like this humane naivety Like where you believe like people who are average everyday people truly believe that there's some good in everyone. There's some good in everyone. Everyone is humane, compassionate, and open. When you experience internet fame, you have to set a firm boundary in place and completely shut off communication with complete strangers. No boundaries. This guy has no boundaries because he doesn't understand that when you become famous on the internet, you have to set boundaries for safety. Pip, thanks for the rose. And everyone starts out on social media extremely naive because you don't know how there really truly are bad people out there who mob up and find each other and target celebrities, target billionaires, they target politicians, they target musicians, target influencers, they target journalists. So yeah, in my case, there's a maniac group of TikTok trolls who target me and my family. And if I have anyone in my family online, they need to understand not to give information away. Like, for example, I had a family member battle me one time. Before that we battled, I had a long phone call with her. Don't put any other family members in the videos or in your live stream. I said, don't talk about your location. Don't talk about your work. Now, here's the thing with people. When you're naive to TikTok fame, you'll talk about work, right? And be like, oh, well, I work for an orthodontist and we're only open Monday, Wednesday, Thursday. That is so easy for a cyberstalker to track down. And don't even put it past cyberstalkers to call every fucking orthodontist in your area. That's how obsessed they are with TikTokers. That's how obsessed they get over influencers. They do. I've had things like this happen to not just me, but family members. And it's like, obviously, these crazy people who talk about me online all day, post about me, comment about me, whatever. They don't broadcast their criminal behavior. They don't broadcast their criminal actions. They don't broadcast themselves stalking me. They don't broadcast themselves like this. Oh, I'm on the phone right now calling the restaurant Adrielle's at, and I'm going to say, oh, there's, you know what I mean? They don't broadcast that. They do it secretly and quietly. They don't broadcast it because if they were to broadcast how shitty they are, no one would appreciate them. No one would accept them. And they would ultimately have no community, no tribe. And that's why a great majority of them don't show their faces and shit like that. Because they know one day if they get caught, they don't want their face on the internet. Well, news fucking flash. If you break the law, all the police have to do is put a search warrant to your username, and this username is connected to a platform that has to hand the data over. And if that data is you signing up with some anonymous username, anonymous email, search warrant number 2 goes to that account, whether it's Google, Yahoo, search warrant number 2 goes to that account. Okay. And then that information connects to your, carrier, whether it's your internet service provider, your, carrier, whether it's your internet service provider or your cell phone, to your, carrier, whether it's your internet service provider or your cell phone, to your, will go to directly your provider, whether it's a cell phone carrier or not, right down to your name. GPS coordinates and everything. It's crazy when people commit cyber crimes, they think that they are smart and techie and all that. Never possible. You have to remember that when you sign up with an account on any platform, whether it's Google, Yahoo, TikTok, blah, 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 these are corporations that collect your data and sell it for a fucking living. Okay? You're not going to escape a corporation who tracks and sells data for a living. Down to the Face ID, down to the thumbprints, down to the social security number, if you want me to be frank with you. They will pass that over to law enforcement in the blink of an eye. So nonetheless, the reason I'm saying here is, whether they're on an anonymous account, hiding their face, or using their name and face, they're stalking me. I don't want contact with this crazy mob of people, and I don't want my family, my ex, or my children to be contacted by these crazy menaces on the internet. I want to be left the fuck alone, and I want them to quit contacting me. I want them to quit contacting me through third parties as well. Clarice, thanks for the follow. I don't want contact. And we are in a subscriber chat. Subscribe and chat below. Sandy, Crystal, Clarice, thanks again for the follows. My ex just called me, by the way. You want to talk to me, but I'm not in the mood to talk. Like, at all. I'm just not. I just stream for a living. I'm in my safe little bubble. I stream with other people who are in a safe bubble, who are equipped and experienced. And I'm just starting to think that maybe he's not equipped and experienced. So it's sad because it would be nice to live stream with him. But if he's going to put himself out there like that and make him so accessible to the crazy stalkers I have, it's just not a good match. Share your thoughts below. What do you think? Well, he just doesn't need to associate with them at all. He just needs to just go live with me or creators who aren't stalkers, actual creators who battle and have a platform, or not live stream at all. He doesn't realize the mob of people in his chat are stalkers. They're watching him because they were scrolling and discovered him. They're watching him with the intent to stalk and harass me. And he respects me. I respect him. We have a good co-parenting relationship. You know, I've known him since 2013. So you do the math. What is that? Like 12 years or so? 12 years. It's just internet safety, you know? Absolutely despicable though, the way these people operate.